Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Roosevelt Show. I am your host, Roosevelt. Today, I got another exclusive interview. Uh, Very conscious individual. Very, this brother stand on what he mean. You know what I mean? He tell you one thing, he for sure mean that. You know what I mean? Y'all may have seen him as a host, or excuse me, as a special guest on the Sunday panel a few weeks ago. Y'all gonna continue to see him, but today I'm bringing y'all this exclusive interview with my boy Hunned P. But before we get into who he is, we'll be right back, man. Y'all know I gotta run that intro like this. Let's go. Yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, man, I got my nigga Hunned P up in the building, man, like that. Dude.
What up? What up? What up?
What up? What up? What up?
Man,
What the fuck is up, man? How
man, a
you
lot
doing
of
this
stuff
evening?
going on. Hey, I'm
Huh?
doing good, man. I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
Oh man, I can't complain, man. Even if I could, it wouldn't even matter, right? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's how we getting it, man. I'm glad, I was able to get this opportunity to sit down with you, man, on this 101 today. You know, uh pick your brain, man, and get, who you are, you know, structure, foundational wise, you know, and I think you got a lot to offer to our community, number one, for sure. And I also feel like you kind of got the best of both worlds, man. Like that street knowledge and that book knowledge. You know what I mean? And a lot of characters, a lot of people can't have that, So I'm definitely happy to sit down with you, bro, and chop it up with you this evening, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate. Like I say, I mean, you got a lot of things going on now, like podcasts. But like I said, we go way back, talking about the '90s. So
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I
sir.
mean,
Yes. Yes.
but hey, we here, man. We got to live it day by day, man. Take it as it comes. You know what I'm saying? Do what we can do. Stop trying to avoid things that we should be getting into. A lot of people adapted that avoiding technique. Oh, we ain't gonna pay attention to that. Some of the stuff you supposed to say something about.
Right, right. Uh Certain stuff you can't be, closed mouth on, like you saying, basically. You gotta speak on it. Um, just start from the beginning, man. Again, I know we grew up together in the 90s and shit, but for the people that may not know, like what was your childhood like growing up, man? Like, that early Honey P, man. What was that like?
Man, it was. First of all, growing up in LA was an experience altogether. South LA. Well, they call it South LA now, but we
Mm-hmm.
knew it as South Central. Everything was South Central LA.
Right.
Um, I mean, where we grew up at was kind of tough. You know what I'm saying? Because we lived in a area that was predominantly Bloods, and every surrounding area was Crips. So we experienced a lot of violence in this area. We seen a lot of things, heard about a lot of things happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this was before we was even 10 years old. you know.
Right. Real shit, man. Real shit.
So,
Real shit.
but I mean, let me see. How do I say this? I'm one of the guys here to say that I grew up in the same hoods as a lot of other people did. Whether it was red, blue, whatever. Hood is a hood.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the same area. You know, Still in some of the same areas. Go back, help out, do things we can do. You know what I'm saying? Like try to give back. Like I try to feed some of the homeless people when I can. With some of the food from the schools they throw away. Try to do stuff like that just to show that
Right.
just because you come from this area, you don't have to adapt and be what they want you to be from this area. You know what I mean? Was is nothing. That's what they want you to be, nothing.
Right. Right. No, that's real. That's real. Um, let me ask you, like, what do you feel about like the communities in LA today? Just all over LA compared to like the communities in the 90s. Do you feel like it's worse or do you feel like it's somewhat gotten a little better?
Well, you know what? I do want to say this, as far as like from the policing side, this new wave of new officers coming in are actually young black, Hispanic, and men and women from these areas who are actually being police officers and changing the narrative. So I do see a difference in that aspect.
Mm,
That old wave got to go. The Rodney King, them guys got to go.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, but as far as change in the community, I'll say this, like, and this goes out to everybody who lived in the hood. How many people have you seen in that hood or heard about in that hood that made lots of money doing things maybe they shouldn't have been doing? How many of them bought property in that neighborhood? How many of them bought the corner store or the cleaners in that neighborhood? They didn't. They spent their money on luxuries, bitches, drugs, partying. And 20 years later, they ain't living that life no more. And some of them end up being the people that used to sell it to.
Right. Right. Real shit.
So
Real shit.
so when you say change, ain't nothing really changed because I mean, hey, a lot of the people who were in place to make a change didn't make the right moves.
Mm, mm. That's real, man. Definitely feel what you're saying. Like, I respect exactly what you said right there in that aspect of like, it's people 20 years ago, the D boys, if you want to say, they out here had it. And 20 years later, it's like they still doing like damn near the same shit. You know what I mean? And it's you know, not only does it make us look bad as, a black culture or a black race, but it also lets me know how far we are behind in life in general. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand where you're coming from. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
what let's talk about the junior highs and high schools you went to, man. What was that P like in them early days, man? I had to
Man,
ask
I
you.
mean, I was the kid in the neighborhood. I'm still a big soccer fan. Um,
Mhm.
I grew up playing soccer. I grew up with, the Hispanic side in LA. So I got the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up with hood niggas and I grew up with some of the mean vatos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um, but the younger days is, how do I say, we really, as I think about it now as an adult, we really didn't get to experience our youth as we should because of the gangbang culture. And
right.
I tell
Yeah,
my son this right now, y'all lucky. I said, you know why y'all are able to play ball for your high schools and don't have to worry about nothing? Because we experienced that. Us millennials, we went through that. We had to, live in this neighborhood, go to manual arts and hurry up, catch the bus to come home. And we didn't even gangbang, but they would just
man,
go get on us anyway.
man, man. It's almost like if you went to that school, or even if you lived in that area, you was one of them, basically.
Yep.
And that's what came with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether you banged or not, they knew the bus routes that you was taking. They knew,
Yeah.
what you was on. You know what I mean? So you subject to get into a fight just because of where the fuck you stay at. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's crazy, man. Like when you
And
really think
what?
about,
Not you know what?
go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off, but you reminded me of something with what you just said. About how you had to fight.
Mhm.
Um, a week ago, Harbor City, California, a 13-year-old black girl was in a McDonald's. She was attacked by a adult Hispanic woman for no
Mm,
reason. And
right,
going back to what I just said, we experience a lot of gang stuff, but some of that stuff is still going on nowadays. It's in a different aspect, especially for the black culture. We experiencing a lot of heat from everybody, including people who look like us.
right,
So, you know,
right.
uh, I mean, hey. You just touched something when when you said
No,
that, man.
no,
That was
no,
crazy.
no, because that was going to be actually my next question, like the racial tensions. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
today's society, like, what do you feel like? What do you feel like can break that barrier, or do you even feel like that barrier can even be broken?
You know what? That's a good question. And I was speaking with my wife about this earlier. She actually helped me prepare some of my notes for the night. Um,
Mm,
and just that off what you said, I think the let me see, not the older Hispanic community, not just saying the older ones, but the ones that are cool with blacks. The ones that we interacted with. You know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? Even the
mm-hmm,
older ones that you see, that's married to black women.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They got to step up and get their people to check their people, like how the black people check their people. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like y'all got to tell them we don't condone this. You know what I'm saying? like for real. Like whoever attacked that young girl, and they need to be reported. They need to report that lady in Harbor City. That was a 13-year-old girl. You know what I'm saying? But
right,
I mean, it's got to be a better communication. That's what it is. It's about communication. A lot of people don't want to communicate. They don't know how to communicate. Let's put it like that. A lot of people were never taught how to communicate effectively.
true, true, effectively, keyword effectively. Because I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
let me ask you. Let's flip it, right? What do you say to the Hispanic community that says, okay, well, y'all youngsters are attacking our vendors or robbing our vendors and shit like that? Like, how would we, even, because it's, to me, it's kind of, I've been seeing a lot of that shit too. You know, I'm looking at it from both aspects, both communities. Excuse me. I feel like there should be a sit down, kind of like that was done, I guess like a couple of years ago. I'm not gonna say the gang's name. I mean, if you live in LA, you know already. But there was two gangs in Los Angeles, one Hispanic and one black, that was able to squash like a 20, 30 year beef, something like that.
Yep.
So I think if you get like the ones in the neighborhood that really want to, demonstrate change, that can possibly happen. That could definitely possibly happen. Um,
I mean, yeah, it's gonna take that. It's gonna have to come down to the actual, how do you say it, local hood leaders. I ain't talking just gang.
right.
Like in the neighborhood where I grew up at, a lot of people come to me, newcomers around here. Some of them 2 times older than me, but they see how I communicate with everybody. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we people like us got to be the ones to try to mediate stuff. Not only us, but like you say, some of the older, cooler head bangers got to
Right.
come together
Right.
and have a sit down, like we say again, not just communicate, but try to do it effectively um and try to not condone this stuff. I mean, but if the head of the snake is bad, the body's gonna be even worse. That's just like 14th district in LA. Y'all probably heard about it. Kevin De Leon, he was
Mm-hmm.
part of that call where you resigned. Nuri Martinez talked about the little black monkey kid. So
Yeah.
uh
I remember saying that.
he was encouraged to resign even by Biden. You remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And what these a lot of these politicians, man, what they do on the back end, they don't think, because I'm pretty sure he said he done said some more worse shit than that. He just got caught. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah,
He just
oh
It's
yeah.
like the Rodney King shit. I'm pretty sure them officers did some way worse shit than that. They just got caught. You know what I'm saying? Um, that leads me to this question, man, while we talking about it. Like, do you ever feel like the black community will ever get the just due in America, like the respect that we deserve? I'm talking like California and everywhere that we are here. Do you ever feel like
Yeah.
America will ever give us or look at us like, you know what? They helped build this motherfucker too. Honestly, I would say we built this motherfucker, but we definitely contributed.
First and foremost, a lot of black people, I would say this, even some Hispanics, they have to first and foremost find out who they are before they can find out what they're entitled.
Mm,
Because a lot of us going around talking about, oh, I'm black, I wonder what part of Africa I'm from. A lot of y'all are indigenous black here with more Native American in you than anything.
right,
You know,
right.
so
Yeah,
um, with that being said, like, will America ever rightfully, how you say, give us what's ours, basically?
yeah.
Um, only time that'll happen is when you come together. It's power in numbers. So if we don't demand it, you won't get it. I mean,
That's
just look at Zelensky. He's over here from Ukraine right now, demanding more money to help fund his war. He figured, I came 2 times and got it. Why not come a third time?
right. No, that's real. That's real. Um, I can jump down that rabbit hole, but we might say that for another show. You know what I'm saying? Hey, real talk. Um, let's talk about fatherhood, man. I know you a father. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? A father of three, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, very beautiful family, man, and a married man as well. Let's talk about the at home, the dad husband, Honey P, man. Like, what is it like on the Sunday, man, when you just lounging with the family, man?
Well, I mean, I'm actually a father of five. Uh,
Oh, my
uh,
bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. A
I
father
mean,
of five.
no. Yeah, you good. No, hey man, it's a beautiful thing, man. I tell like some of my coworkers all the time, um, hey man, you're in a relationship. Some younger, they like, yeah. How y'all plan on getting married? I don't know right now. I encourage them to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Because how many people we grew up in the hood, you hear them talk about, oh, F or B, and it ain't nothing about that. I mean, how many niggas we see in the hood was running through broads? You know what I'm saying? Like, so wasn't nobody talking about marriage,
yeah,
you know?
that was
So
unheard of.
when you find, yeah, it was unheard of.
Yeah,
It was unheard of. So um, when you finally get to experience it and realize that, like, man, like all these dudes who talk about this, that, maybe they were the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like,
real shit, real shit, real
you
shit.
know,
I think so back in the 50s, right? Back in the 60s, grandma and grandpa, they was, married till death do us part. Even the 70s, like our aunties and uncles and shit. I think when the 80s came in and like the GR really hit the black communities and a lot of these ghettos was formed and the black men started getting taken out the house or moms is out here strung out on drugs and the kids going to the system. I think that kind of split the thought of marriage in our communities. And today, I think the reason why people are getting married, and this is just my opinion, is for the show, right? It's not for the real actual meaning of marriage. Like, nigga, you gonna spend 30, 40 till the wheels fall off. They more concerned about how this wedding is gonna be decorated, what size ring
yep,
they got on their finger and shit like that, right?
yep.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
basically, they want the wedding. They don't want the marriage.
Ah, there you go. That's what I was trying to say. I got the shit twisted up. Yeah, let me drop a bomb
Yeah,
for my man.
no, no.
He cleaned it up. He cleaned it up for me because I was trying to
Nah,
make it simple, but nah, they want the wedding. They don't want the marriage.
they
That's
don't want
real.
the marriage. I'm telling
Why,
you,
why, would, you, why, would, you,
they
why
want
would
that.
you say that? Why would you say that?
I mean, if you love a person, if y'all been together already, the average person who gets married, me personally, I've never known anybody to get married who ain't been together less than 2 to 3 years, minimum. But
Right.
if you've been with somebody that long, why should it require them to spend all this money to show that this is how our marriage gonna be? Because if you start on a good note like that, you supposed to have a good note through the whole marriage. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Yeah.
So why
Res-
not do it old school? Why not do it like mom, pops, and grandpas did?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why not do it that way? Why not go to the
Yes.
backyard or go to the courthouse and get married? And, and when you finally,
Yeah.
hit a little lotto or win some money somewhere and go spend that little 8 grand and go have a nice little ceremony.
Nice vacation, nice honeymoon the right
You
way.
know,
Right, right. Yeah. I agree with you, man. Um,
the right way.
yeah, yeah. Let's talk about your music, man. I know you
I
had a
mean, but
talk. No, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. Let's talk about it.
Hey, I know you
No,
recently
no, no.
told
I
me.
said, yeah. Let's talk about it.
I know you recently told me about some music that you had
Yeah,
dropped, not too long ago or back a few
yeah,
years ago. Let's talk about it, man.
yeah, yeah.
Like, what was the conscience where was your conscience at when you was writing this music, man?
Shit, man. You know what, man? I kid you not. My partner, Derek West. He go by Rubric. He, he's a producer. He was making beats, and you know what I'm saying. He had slid me some beats one time. This was like in, I want to say 2002.
Mm-hmm.
No, I take a lot back. Like into 2001, into 2002. So it was this one song. The first song I did was called Heat. Man, I rewrote it probably 20 times. You know what I'm saying? Till it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I had never did no music before. Just studied
Yeah.
it, how to bar up stuff, how to do this and that. It just made it happen. Then it just came natural. But I'm like, shit. Then come to find out, my mom was like, yeah, well, your granddad had his own blues band in Houston. I said, so shit, that's where the music came from.
Right, right. It
um,
ran in the family.
yeah. But yeah, no, man, I dropped my first album in 2008. Well, first mixtape in 2008 was called Crown King. I just went, got some units pressed up, couple hundred here, couple hundred there, just took them to the streets, sold them here, there, you know doing some Bay Area down south stuff, out the trunk.
Right, right, right.
um you know um a lot
What
of
was what
people
was like
didn't know I
I
was
was gonna
doing
say,
it.
what was like the response that you was getting from it?
Well, in LA, I will say this. I still say this today. You as an independent artist from LA, you get less respect from the people from LA being an independent artist from LA than people from outside. Say, I got a partner who came here from. He was born in Katy, Texas, but he rep Houston. He came here from Houston. He was, man. This dude popped his trunk and sold about 2,000 units. This was like 2003, and like
Yeah.
I want to say 30 minutes, Crenshaw Boulevard. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Damn.
Um, and it was like, damn, and I listened to a lot of music from the South, my people from the South. So I always went back there every summer, at least 2-3 weeks out the summer or more.
Right.
So I felt the music. I liked it. I'm a big DJ Screw fan. He in my top 3 as an artist.
Right. 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 So you
But
saying like him as an out of town artist, he was able to get more love in your city than you was basically in the city.
then I was. Yep. Then I was,
Wow.
he was getting more
Wow.
love than me. So, a lot of people didn't really know me as a musician. They knew me as a kid from the neighborhood. We talk shit, ride bike, stuff like that.
Right.
And at the time, people in music was really on some gangster stuff, so they figure, oh, if you ain't got 3 or 4 bodies or you ain't did this, you ain't no real rapper. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That's real. So I know,
but hey,
you got the music part, you know what I'm saying, covered. You also a songwriter, but you also a fucking podcaster of a
yeah.
dope ass show called Hood Humor, man. Let's talk about that. Like, what made you start podcasting in the first place? Like, where what put that on your heart to do that, man?
Um, well, I was always in the shit in LA. You know what I'm saying? Like music scene or just being outdoors. We was outdoors. We wasn't. This podcast shit is fun to us as adults because this electronics we get to play with is like some shit we didn't have as kids.
For real.
Like real
For
shit.
real. Yeah.
Like real talk. So, but I was doing some promo for the afterpartyradio.com out of Dallas out here, handing out flyers and shit like that back in the day, just helping them out. I support black business. Didn't know these people at all, you know what I'm saying? Just met through Twitter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the owner, she seen how I was showing love, and I guess people started, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but I guess some people started, flocking to their station via the promo.
Right.
So, I would always tell her, why don't you expand to LA? Open up in LA, come to LA.
Right.
Um, shit, she came to LA and started booking shows. I still wasn't thinking about no damn show. You know what I'm saying? I was just doing me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what, man? I was hollering at Brandon one night. I said, you know what? Hey, B, man, you down? You want to do this shit real quick? He like, what's up? Like, I ran it by him. I said, we can have some funny shit going on. Um, and hell, tell you the truth, man, it, from the response we got, we thought we were just a mediocre little podcast with a few people like this. But shit, when we went off, doing after the pandemic, then we realized that a lot of people really listen to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Real shit. As I mean, I've listened to a gang of y'all episodes, man. Even when it was cracking back then, like this is before you and I, like even reconnected. I already knew what was going on, and y'all had some crazy topics. I wanted to ask you with Brandon, like, how did y'all meet, man? Like, was that like both of y'all ideas, or you just like you say you brought it to him, kind of shit, and then y'all just kind of went from there?
I mean, B was already doing this thing in the comedy world, shit, he already had his shit going on. I was in the music world. I knew B from back in the day when we were working at a company together. So, I had already
Yeah.
knew him before, like the how I say the entertainment side. We did meet in the entertainment realm.
Right.
Um, so shit, I can't, I was just thinking one night, I was like, damn, man, I'm analyzing social media. I'm looking at all my partners, like everybody I know, like somebody musicians, singers. And I said, damn, I want to do a show, but a lot of people would expect me to do a show about music or rap or some shit. And I'm like, that'd be lame because the only thing I'm gonna do is bring up, people I know, they songs, shit like that.
Right.
So I said, let's do some hood humor shit. I'm gonna come up with we prank call people, man, all type of shit. Uh, so I hollered at him. I'm like, man, he'll be a perfect fit because I know he was doing a comedy thing. You know what I'm saying? So I just ran
Yeah.
it by him.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's dope. That's dope.
I didn't think he was gonna agree at first. To tell you the truth, I was like, man, shit. I said, you down? Let's see where we can go with this shit. And he was like, man, let's give it a run.
Yeah, that's dope to even think about you niggas prank calling somebody. Y'all gonna, y'all gonna have to do that one day for me, man, on the panel, bro. So I gotta see that live in effect, man. I have my mic on mute, so I don't be dying in the background. But I would love to see that shit, right?
Hey man, it's so funny. I ran into one of my partners the other day. Go by Yobi, the rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but we pranked him. That was one of the best pranks we ever did, man. Had him set up to come to a show. Then okay, man, we excited to you being the first gay rapper to come through. He said, "Wait, gay rapper." you know.
Imagine that shit. Imagine that.
Hey, he was
That
pissed. He wanted to whoop my ass.
that should be crazy.
What
Hell,
the fuck was that?
hell yeah, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. I know he
Oh
probably
shit.
looked at you niggas like, "What, nigga? You got me
Oh
fucked
man,
up."
hey man, I'm gonna send you that shit, man. You gonna be like, wait, what the hell? Who came up with this shit?
Wow, man, that's wild. Um, I wanted to ask you, man. You know, if you can go back to if you could tell your younger self
Yeah.
something with the knowledge that you have that you know today, like if you can go back and tell the younger self something of what you know today, what would that be, dog?
Well, I wouldn't have to tell my younger self. I basically tell my younger self is tell my oldest son, which is in high school. So
Mm,
everything that I would tell myself, I let him know. Like, hey, um, we were kind of segregated in high school. You don't have to be that way. Like,
mm.
if it's a little girl or something, when I say little girl, talking about a little girl at his age at school.
In his age
um
bracket, let's clear that up. Yeah,
yeah,
real
yeah,
shit. Yeah,
in
yeah,
his age bracket, um that likes you, give her a chance. I don't care if she white, Hispanic, Asian, give her a chance. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Because true love don't say it's gonna be a black woman that's gonna be the love of your life. It's just gonna say, if you believe in traditional relationships, it's gonna say a woman is, a woman, not a black woman, a woman.
yeah. I respect that.
You
That's
know?
real. That's real. I think, since you brought that up, I think in a lot of communities, black, Hispanic, and white, the family members tend to frown upon the kids when they bring what they call it. I think it was a movie called The Uninvited Guest or something like that. When they bring home the boyfriend or they bring home the girlfriend and she ain't necessarily of they race,
Oh
they
yeah,
tend to look at that kind of funny. You know what I mean? Um, I respect what you said, man. Like, and same thing with me and my kids, man. I don't give a fuck who you dating. As long as they treat your ass right, that's all I'm concerned about. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Real shit.
that's what it's about. I mean, some of these kids, I don't mean no harm, but they'll put up. Well, I ain't even saying just kids. Some of these young black men or adult black men, they'll put up with a very attractive black young girl or black woman, and she ain't doing shit for them. You know what I'm saying? But they just staying there because, oh, she look good, everybody else want her. But fuck all that.
Eye candy. That's all it is. It's just eye candy. Just to boost his morale or his
Yes,
status
my black
on
women,
how at him.
man, man, like for. I mean, we've seen this a lot in L.A. How
Yeah,
many times have
that's
we
one.
seen this? The niggas put up with all kind of nonsense because a bra look bad as a motherfucker. So he gonna put up with everything she dishing out because he want to be able to say that's my girl.
Yeah, yeah. That's that's some crazy shit, bro. You be sad how it be some of the motherfuckers that be right up under your nose too, like on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Um,
It is.
you and your
It is.
you you and your queen, man. Like again, I know you the family man. How long y'all been married, my brother? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, we've been married going on 3 years, no, three going on 4 years, but we've been together shit over 14.
That's nice, man. I'm gonna drop a bomb for that one, man, because you don't hear that every day in our community. One time, shit.
Nah, you don't hear that every day in the community. You don't hear that every day in the community. I mean, like all my children, me and my wife, we got 5 kids, and just ain't no outside, just us.
It's y'all. Yeah, that's real. That's shout out to you, bro, for even you're a real stand up guy, man. You know what I mean? For even trying
Man,
to change the narrative, right? Like trying to break the generational curse or simply, as I said, change the narrative. And you don't
yeah,
get
yeah.
that every day, man. So salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Peace to
I
you,
appreciate
King.
it.
You feel me?
I, hey,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I appreciate. I
That's
mean,
why
shit.
we
Hey,
here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, no, no. I wasn't finna say nothing. I'm saying, hey, we got to do. We got to do.
Oh yeah. I was gonna tell you, man, that's why we here tonight, man, because I like to give people their flowers, man, because a motherfucker on the average day tell you, hey, you know what, bro, I'm proud of you. Or you know what, bro, I see you doing your thing, good shit. But as soon as you fuck up, hey, bro, I told you that nigga was gonna do that, or I told you this nigga this, or I told you know what I'm saying. Like you get the scrutiny quicker than you get the salutes. And now
Yeah,
in these days and times, you know what I'm saying? That's why I be doing these interviews, bro, because I like to salute people that I see are positive. Number one, ain't on no bullshit. Number two, and got a voice or message to the people or the youth somehow in one way and another. You know what I'm saying? So respect to you, bro.
I appreciate it, man. I same to you, man. Like I say, with the platform, see, that's one thing, even though like us, we wasn't no big platform. Hell, we was the same niggas from the hood, and we use it just like you doing. We gotta salute you using your platform to have people voice get heard. And somebody might hear something and take it in and change somebody else's life with what they heard that changed their life.
Exactly, man. Exactly that, bro. Let me ask you, man. Now where you are today, man. What's next on the menu for P, man? What's next, man? What you got coming? What you got going, bro? What's next for you?
You know what, man? That's a good question. I mean, I've got a lot of things that I've done already that I got to start focusing on to capitalize on. A lot of us already put a lot of stuff out there where we don't have to start nothing new. We got projects we already done that we got to focus on and capitalize on.
Right.
That's my next step, paying more attention to a lot of stuff that I've done already and see where it can go from there, following up on some stuff. Because if you do things the right way, which I encourage everybody to do music wise, you don't have to be big name to get your stuff like registered to you. It's free. you
Yeah.
know, a lot of registered music that I put out back in the day. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff that may come out this year that I had recorded in 2008. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So, I did that for the sole purpose. And I just told my wife today, we listened to a song. I said, ain't it funny that everything I talked about in this song that I recorded in 2008 is relevant today? I said the high gas prices in '08. What's the gas prices today?
Man, I know that's killing y'all out there. What, six something dollars or something like that?
Man, hey, diesel is like 6.89. You go to if you go to Chevron, you're looking at 5.89 a gallon, and that's if
Damn,
you use cash. You use your card, you're looking at 5.98.
damn, damn. That is ridiculous, bro. That is ridiculous. Cause like, I'm in AZ, one state over. That shit like 432. Depending on where you go, 438.
Yeah,
I think the lowest I seen was like 416, like a whole nother dollar just 5 hours away. That's crazy if you ask me. But
yeah,
that's all that free money, man, they was giving out, man. America got to get it back some kind of way, man. That's real.
yeah. Well, like I said, I'm not gonna only blame just America. I'll blame some of our fine constituents here who still don't vote. Um, I run across a lot of older black people, older white people, and Hispanics all the time who talk a lot of stuff about politics. And I say, hey, when the last time you voted? Well, I ain't voted in about 12 years because our votes don't count anyway. But you out here talking all this BS,
Mm.
about stuff that needs to be changed and all this, but you don't even vote.
Right. That's crazy too. Like
You know,
that you say that. Like, wow. That's crazy. Um, Speaking on, the voting situation, man, the global dollar. Do you feel like the US has lost the power in the world? Um, our US dollar compared to the world now, do you feel like the US, you feel like we lost, our power in today's economy?
well, if you're speaking about like the BRICS dollar, um, it's a new form of currency that they're using overseas, especially in Africa, because Africa countries, some of them have currency that they can't even use to get valuables with. Their money in their country means nothing. So
Mhm.
BRICS is a form of currency that's gained some weight and strength, over in these other countries where, like an African country, where they could utilize to purchase things.
Right.
So, but to answer your question, the American dollar is only as strong as who's ever commander in chief at the time, and I'll leave it at that.
Mm, interesting. You know, I want to ask you why you say that, but we'll leave it at that. That's for another show. That's for another show. I was gonna ask you, but I said, nah, my nigga say we'll leave it at that. So we'll leave it at that. Uh yeah, man. Shit. Let me see, man. I feel like I have some more questions for you. Um, I
You
do
know
got
what though? I will say this though.
what up?
I will say this real quick. As far as involvement, you know what I'm saying? Like in LA, going back to something you said earlier, like the involvement and the change in LA, it's crazy because the only change you see in LA is the people who used to terrorize LA. They got lucky to make it older. You see the change now, they transition to somebody older, and now
Yeah,
it's like that's the only change you see, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
Um, it's just something that popped in my head. Like, when I look around the certain neighborhoods we all used to walk around, man, it's like, damn, man, I remember such and such used to live here. Why they didn't buy this house? They were doing this, that, and that. Why they didn't buy this house? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
hmm. I mean, I don't think a lot of people's mind state was on that at that time. I think, like you said earlier, I think it was material shit, man. You know, and when even today, like not much has changed. Like life, if you look at these commercials and these videos with these rappers and all of this shit is material. They glorifying,
Yeah,
oh, the new iPhone is coming out. Everybody has to have it. Oh, did you see them new J's that came out? Nigga, they've been making that same pair of Jordans like 5 or 6 times over. I swear I seen some Jordans back in the 90s when we was growing up that just came out maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, bro. The same shoe.
yeah. It's sad. It's sad.
It's the same shoe. And they just keep recycling and you know. So
It's sad,
for me, it's like, this world, man, but as long as you got, stand up people like yourself, um, and others, including me and the people that we associate with, that are on positive shit. Cause I believe it's enough of us out here, bro. I really do. You know. Let me ask you, if you had a message to the youth, again, I think I asked you about like what would you tell your younger self, but say if you had a class full of 50 students, what would you sit down and tell these young minds soaking up this game that you're about to give them
you mean just in general of life, or just?
in general of life? How would you get
I
them on the
mean,
right path, or what kind of game would you give them to be able to succeed in this life?
um, I would honestly tell them first and foremost, if you want to get you a little piece of cat, wait till you graduate high school. you know, um,
You said,
I,
wait.
you know, wait, because I mean, you got some of these kids now. Then I work in a few districts before the pandemic and through the pandemic, and I said forget that. Um, and some of the stuff you see is like, man, these kids are more advanced than we were. I mean, yeah, you had the fast girl and boy hooking up in school back in the '90s, early 2000s, but nowadays it's like, you know, one
Yeah,
girl ran out to a car, dude pulled up, on her lunch break and serviced him up. Like, what kind of shit is going on?
yeah, yeah.
Like what the
That's way out of the
uh
motherfucking picture. I mean, we
yeah.
played hard and go get it back in the day, but the go get it wasn't to get it. You might get
No,
your fill
yeah,
on. You know what I'm
that was
saying?
it.
You know what I'm saying? You might get your fill on, but nah, nothing like that, man. Nothing like that.
Nothing,
Nothing like
nothing like that. Nothing. So I mean, what I would tell the younger people is learn all you can, especially the black youth. Nothing offensive. I say just like the Hispanic youth. I mean, Hispanic elders teach the Hispanic youth to learn English. I teach the black youth to learn Spanish. Um, you know, um, learn all you can. It's free. You got so many programs in California. California is one of the richest places in the world. And what I mean by that is they offer so much to people who are low income. So a
Hmm.
lot of people don't want to say, oh yeah, I ain't low income, to save face. All right, you are low income. So why you trying to save face? That same person who's taking this free shit and educating themselves and finna make 3 times more than what he's making by next year.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to utilize the resources you have. They quick to utilize the free resources, EBT, Crystal Stairs, shit like that. Utilize the other
Right.
resources that'll pay for you to learn something where you can better yourself, your family. Like I say, our goal is to move out of a hood. We grew up in the hood. The people who are moving into this hood now, this is where they gonna die at. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? The people who moving into this hood. No, we made it through that and finna move out of this hood. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I would tell them that. Don't glorify the bullshit. The goal is to get educated, make wealth, live life.
Yes, sir. That's real, dog. That's real, man. Shit.
Pick one
Um.
good woman too. You don't need multiple women. It's hard trying to please one. Why the hell would you want 10 girlfriends?
Well, I was gonna say something, but that's for another show. That's for another episode too. Damn, I want to dive down that rabbit hole too, man. I gotta wait till we got all the fellas, man, because this is man shit. We can get on that real
Yeah,
quick. But choose one. Yes, definitely. Because
choose one.
anything more than that, it's a headache. For
Yeah,
real.
choose one. You don't need all that, and
For
you don't
real.
need all that. And respect them. Or you'll get a lot more from a lot of people. Cheat because they don't feel they're getting what they want from the person they with. Vice versa, man, the woman, the man. But if you're treating that person a certain way, I'm guarantee you they'll do anything and everything for you, if sexually, if that's what you want. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's all about you too. Like a lot of
Most of the time. Most of the time.
yeah, most of the time. But all of the time, I feel a man should run the relationship. Like not being sexist or anything. A lot of men,
Yes.
and I will say this, a lot of men, my like I want to say from my daddy era, them niggas from back in the 50s, them guys, they married women who was stable, women who worked, made good money because them niggas didn't really want to do it.
Right.
So in a sense, that's why I say you men have to take control of the relationships, because if a man was driving that car and doing it right, what woman is gonna complain really? I mean, you're gonna have some that's still gonna complain, Remy Ma Papoose. They gonna
Yeah.
complain,
Yeah.
but we gotta take
Majority
back
of
control of relationships.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
We gotta take
Exactly.
control of relationships. A lot of these dudes, that's why I would tell the young men, like, you know, or just the youth period, but for the young men and the youth coming up, be a man. Learn how to be a man. If you don't have a male figure to teach you, trust me, there's some kind of way you can learn how to be the man you're supposed to be.
Yeah. It is. I mean, shit. Even respectfully, even the local neighborhood wino can give you some game. All you got to do is really
Yeah.
listen, because he can tell you. You can look there and see how he fucked up, and he'll tell you something like, "You don't want to do this." That's some game on learning how to be a man. So I definitely understand that. For
What they
real,
say, give him that little bottle of wine, and he'll fix all your problems.
man. You know what I'm saying? Give him a little change, and you get about $50 worth of game, man. That's real. That's real.
Till it's gone, and that's when he like, you know what? Let me check it out. Look, I'm gonna tell you where I messed up at, so you don't go down that route. you know?
He gonna break it down for you, man. I mean, we had him in our neighborhood. Old man Fred, they used to pull up with the fruit truck. He used to be
Oh
sitting
yeah,
there, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Sitting there. Yeah, he'll sell you some peanuts, some watermelon, some snacks, but he'll sit there and I'm sitting there really listening at him talking up game. He not knowing I'm listening, or we not really paying attention, but that was free game right there.
It was free game, and you see the older people not doing that anymore. I talk about that with my wife. Like I said, a lot of people, a lot of people say certain shit. I laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's funny to me, but you know, a lot of the older people ain't teaching the youth shit. And what I mean by that, because you got a lot of the older men with they dick up in a younger girl talking about over 18, but and a lot of these older women with these young boys, being cougars. So they ain't
Mhm.
teaching them nothing because they too busy trying to get in bed with them.
Right, right. That's real, man. It's sad, but it's the real truth. That's today's society, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's the part of the show, man. We might have to do a part two, man. But I feel like at least for now, until Sunday, or actually, because this episode is
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to air Monday, Sunday, and next Sunday. So I got it right. We gonna get down, man, and we gonna get into some real brotherhood shit. But before we wrap this up, bro, any final remarks, man? Anything that you feel like you want to get off your chest. This is now the moment. The floor is now yours, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Talk your shit, man.
We'll say this first and foremost. Everybody got to be realistic in whatever they do, especially in life, relationship, marriage, friendship, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Parenthood, niecehood, unclehood, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got to be realistic in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let nobody come in and change your perception or change your mind frame, especially towards people that's been there for you. Because nowadays, look at what's going on, so much evil going on. A lot of people will manipulate you into believing that somebody that's been there for you for life is the enemy.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
you got to be realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's somebody that's good to you, love them. Don't have hate in your heart. I know the media will, publicize a lot of things. Make your own judgment. Don't hate people. I don't care what religion, race you are. I don't care if you're Islamic, Christian, Baptist, Buddhist. None of those religion teaches hate.
Yeah. Real shit.
So,
Real shit.
um, if you one of those people that still have some hatred towards somebody, all you people who say you Christians, you know what I'm saying? People walk around with rosaries saying they die hard Christians, but have some kind of feeling towards a black or a black towards a Hispanic. You're not a Christian, you
Right.
know. So
Right.
my thing is reality. Everybody snap back into reality. Support those who support you. If you wonder why you don't get no support from somebody, maybe it's because you're not supporting them.
Right. Right. That's real. Yes,
So
sir.
communicate. Communication is key. Communication will save your
Yes,
life.
yes, sir. It definitely will. Definitely will. I do appreciate you, man, for even allowing me. I know you with the family this evening. I know this your off day and shit. But from the heart, bro, I really, really appreciate you for like allowing me to sit down with you, man, for this hour and just, pick your brain, man. I feel like if nobody that knows you don't know you by now after watching this, then what they say, if you think you don't know me or whatever, however the fuck the song go, you ain't gonna never know. You feel me? I might have fucked up on the song. I think that was Bobby Womack I was trying to sing, but anyhow, man, again, bro, I appreciate you for coming through. I'm gonna drop this bomb for 100p, man. He hit the Roosevelt show with the exclusive interview, man.
No doubt, no doubt, man. Just waiting for Sunday panel, man. We got some better stuff coming, man. It get better and better every episode.
Yeah, shit, man. Hey, man, you might have to fuck around. You know what I'm saying? We might have to make you a permanent host, bro. I feel like you be bringing that ism. You and Brandon, man, y'all bring a different element, and I like when brothers can get together, man, and just sit down and just shoot the shit, man, like barbershop talk. You know what I'm saying? Barbershop talk.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, man,
You know,
what happened to
yeah,
barbershop talk?
exactly. That's what I'm saying. You remember back in the day, you go get your hair cut, and the OGs in there talking about shit. And, like I miss them days, man. Them is so far along and gone that we are really the last of the dinosaurs, bro. In the real era before all this technology shit came, we are the last of the dinosaurs, bro.
The millennials. I said it before, man. The millennials is going to be the one that have to pull USA out of this bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. It's an uphill battle, but we can get it done, man. P, my brother, thank you, sir, for coming through, fucking with
Most
your boy
definitely.
tonight, man. Peace, love, and hair grease to everybody that may watch this. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Where can they find you, man, on your handles, man? Socials, TikToks, and all of that
Um,
shit.
well, I know a lot of people, especially on TikTok, they be like, "Who the fuck is Hunned P?" Because I go by Cali Ed 13 on there, LA. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
on TikTok, and especially on TikTok, I'm glad you brought that up. Some music will be released on TikTok where you can listen to it and share it and use the sounds from some of my albums. But find me on TikTok at Cali Ed 13 LA. That's CALIED LA 13.
Most definitely. Y'all make sure y'all go check that man music out. Go ahead and follow him, man. You might get a follow back. You feel me? And make sure y'all hit them likes over there, man. Very educational, brother. Very, very different than
Hey man,
outside of the norm, man. Breaking generational curses for sure. You better believe that shit. Um, again, peace, love,
real
and
talk,
hair
real
grease.
talk.
Y'all motherfuckers have a good night. We'll see you soon, man. The Roosevelt Show. We up out of here, man.